The Smithsonian Faculty Fellowship program of the Paul Peck Humanities Institute is the product of a unique collaboration between Montgomery College and the Smithsonian Center for Education and Museum Studies, the only one of its kind between the Smithsonian Institution and a community college. Interdisciplinary and open to faculty from all three campuses, this professional development opportunity has enhanced teaching and learning at Montgomery College since 1998. What's it all about? The 2008 fellows are eager to share their insights.
The great joy of being involved in the Smithsonian Faculty Fellowship program is working with the faculty and seeing how excited they get when they talk about their students and the wonderful learning experiences they have as a result of this fellowship program.
I started teaching with the Smithsonian Institution 3 semesters ago, and the experience has added a tremendous interest and dimension to my classes. I take students on tours of the Smithsonian Institution, and I always get terrific responses.
The Smithsonian Fellowship was of great benefit to my class, although it was a science class rather than a traditional humanities discipline. It gave us a chance to incorporate an interdisciplinary aspect to the class, and the Smithsonian Experience inspired me to include a unit on the communication of science in my course, which was Fundamentals of Inquiry in Math and Science.
The National Portrait Gallery has as one of its featured portraits in the Presidential Portraits exhibit the Lansdowne portrait of George Washington, which is also a portrait that is in the text that we use in my writing course. It's a great portrait, and it's only in black and white in the text, but it's in full color and it's fantastic in the National Portrait Gallery. But even better was the fact that I could have them analyze that portrait in class, but then when they went to the National Portrait Gallery, I insisted that they had to write a comparison of George Washington's portrait with Bill Clinton's portrait. And what was good about that was they couldn't find that anywhere on the web. Nobody has told them what that comparison is like. So it forced them to do really critical thinking to try to figure out what were the similarities and differences between those two very different portraits, but in some ways very similar portraits.
My Reading 99 students went down to the National Museum of the American Indian, and we were exploring the Lakota culture, linking it to a novel that the class read in which a character came from the Lakota Sioux tribe. And at the end of our visit there, one of the students said that he definitely needed to return. There was a lot more that he wanted to explore. And then he stopped by my office the next day to say he was taking his father back there with him because he found it so interesting.
Mathematics is used in many ways, and so what I'm trying to do is have students relate mathematics to humanities, right? So mathematics usually models real life, and so that's what we're trying to do. Look at the real life and see how you can get mathematics into it. I took my students to a bunch of museums, actually to an art museum, Hirshhorn Contemporary Art Museum, and there's a lot of different art that's related to mathematics, or mathematics is used in that sort of art, and that was very interesting because students found a lot of different mathematical examples where I actually couldn't really figure them out myself, and that was interesting. I had to actually connect textbook definitions to things that are actually probably not even supposed to be mathematical.
First, the contribution that it makes is to the faculty, because it's professional development for us, and it allows us to learn about what the different museums have to offer, consistent with the theme that we choose for it. So it expands our knowledge. The second contribution that it makes is that we implement what we learn through the fellowship into our coursework. And it gives the students an opportunity to visit the museums themselves. And for example, for my discipline, which is philosophy, it allows the students, by going to the museums, to make concrete what they learn in the classroom, which are abstract concepts, but they have an opportunity to see those abstract concepts become concrete in the artworks that they view.
It gave me a tremendous opportunity to have contact with professors from other disciplines. The other fellows were very brilliant and very well educated in their fields. And it was a great opportunity to listen to them and to hear their perspective of how to educate students. And then, of course, because I did a collaborative project with Dr. Smith, the biology professor, he actually was able to come into my classroom and lecture. So I was able to see how he teaches in the subject areas, and also he discussed with me how my type of students do when they get out of the American English Language program and go into his classes. So I was really able to see what I must prepare them for because we had this venue of working together in the Smithsonian project.
The Smithsonian Fellowship has really given me an opportunity to work together with other faculty in ways that I wouldn't have otherwise done. And when we went to the zoo, we had a tour from an expert in cheetah biology, and our students were ready to really ask questions, very insightful questions, and they were just really engaged in a way that was unexpected. I mean, they were just really involved, and they had a great time, and we had a great time. It was really an excellent experience.